Hey drivers, YouTube's DOT physical expert, Dr. Nuesse, back again with another video. This one's going to be on the shorter side. What I want to do is talk about the different lengths of certification for your medical card when you go in to take your DOT physical. So when you go in to take your physical, you're going to be certified or not, but if you are certified, you're going to be certified for a particular length of time. So I want to go through each of those lengths of time and some of the common reasons why you might not be certified for the maximum time frame. And I'm doing this video again because I've had drivers come into my office and not really understand why I'm certifying them for a certain period of time, or thinking that the maximum certification was much longer than it actually is. These things are set by the FMCSA. There's not a lot of wiggle room for us as the medical examiner to fudge them. So I'm going to go through those parameters, the different lengths of time that your medical card may be good for. So let's first start with the longest length of time that you can be certified, and that is 2 years. So if you are certified for 2 years, if we take you through your medical exam, your DOT physical, and we, the certified medical examiner, are able to certify you to drive, clear you to drive for 2 years, that will be the maximum time frame. There is no 3-year certification or 4-year or anything like that. The maximum certification is 2 years. And basically what that means, if we certify you for that 2-year time period, is that you don't have any significant underlying disease processes that need to be monitored on a more regular basis, like we will talk about here in just a second. It means you're basically healthy enough for us to be able to think that it's safe for you to drive, for it's safe for you to be on the road for that length of time, which is a long time, to be honest, 2 years. It's safe for you to be on the road and not further evaluated for a 2-year time frame. Now, unfortunately, that's getting harder and harder to meet. 2-year certifications are going down and down and down because of new regulations and the FMCSA changing certain guidelines, but you can still qualify for a 2-year certification, and a lot of health conditions won't knock that 2-year certification down. Really what we're again looking for is it safe for you to be on the road, and is it safe for us to not reevaluate you for that length of time? So that's the 2-year. All right, so the next most common length of certification is exactly half of the 2-year certification, and it is a 1-year certification. Now, there are a number of individual medical conditions that qualify or only qualify a driver for a 1-year medical card. I'm not going to go through each and every one of them. I'm going to go through the three really big ones that I see most commonly in my office when I'm doing a DOT physical. And the number one, the one that I have to unfortunately give a 1-year instead of a 2-year certification for most often, is because somebody has high blood pressure. They're either taking high blood pressure medication, or they have a history of high blood pressure. High blood pressure is by and far the number one reason why I can only give a 1-year certification instead of a 2-year certification. Now, I've done a complete overview of blood pressure and what levels we're looking for and what will qualify you for a 2-year and what is normal and what is a 1-year. I will leave a link to that video right up here so I don't have to repeat all of that. I encourage anybody with high blood pressure that's interested in commercial driving to check out that video. So that is by and far the number one reason why I can only give a 1-year medical card. Number 2 on that list, unfortunately, is drivers that come in and are on a CPAP machine, have a history of sleep apnea, need to use a sleep apnea machine, a CPAP machine, and need to use it regularly. Those drivers, again, can only receive a maximum of a 1-year certification. They cannot qualify for a 2-year certification. And that is becoming more and more common. I'm seeing more and more drivers come in that are on CPAP machines, and we can only certify them even if they're healthy everywhere else across the board. The FMCSA again sets these standards. We cannot certify somebody that is using a CPAP machine for any longer than 1 year. And then third on the list, and again, this isn't an absolute complete list, but third on the list as far as what I typically will only be able to certify somebody for 1 year is that if they've got a history of cardiovascular problems. Now, I won't go through each one individually. I'm going to leave a link in the description box below to the Certified Medical Examiner's Handbook, and it's got a list of all the cardiovascular diseases, and if it qualifies you for a 1-year certification, or if it is not a 1-year certification and you can actually receive a 2-year certification. So I won't go through each one individually, but I encourage you to check out that link in the description box below if you have a particular cardiovascular disease and you want to know if you can qualify for a 2-year certification. All right, and next we're going to be talking about the 3-month certification. So we went from 2 years down to 1 year. Now there is a 6-month certification, which we will talk about here in a second, but I want to get 3-month out of the way because it relates to the 6-month. So a 3-month certification is used in a couple of different scenarios. Mainly it's used if you need to deal with a medical issue or get some compliance data and then come back to us so we can give you a longer certification. So really it's kind of a little bit of a grace period. The 3-month certification is meant as just a little bit of time for you to see your doctor, be evaluated, and be treated for a particular condition, and then come back with that condition either resolved or managed more appropriately, and then we can give you a longer certification. So let me give you an example, and again, the most common example is if your blood pressure is significantly high. If it's too high to certify you for a 1-year clearance, we will certify you for a 3-month clearance and then direct you to go back to your doctor, get your blood pressure under control, and then come back, and then we can potentially certify you for longer. And again, I've done a video on blood pressure, so I'm not going to go through all of the parameters and where you have to fall into as far as the numbers go. But if your blood pressure is high enough, we're not going to be able to certify you for a year. We're going to have to unfortunately certify you only for 3 months, just so that you can have time to get your blood pressure under control and then come back, and hopefully then we can certify you for that 1-year time frame. And I will also sometimes use the 3-month if a driver has come in and again they're on a CPAP, but they don't have good compliance data stating that they use their CPAP. I will then give drivers oftentimes a 3-month certification just so they can get that compliance data together. Again, I won't be able to certify them for a year, but I don't want them to lose their job or not be able to drive. So I will then extend them this 3-month certification so they can get this data together and then bring it back to me. So that's another reason why I will often give a 3-month certification. All right, and now let's go back to the 6-month certification. So we talked about the 3-month. Now, this is what will typically happen. The 6-month is used in a very particular situation. You will be given a 6-month certification if during the exam we read your blood pressure, and oftentimes I will take your blood pressure a couple different times. So it's not just the initial blood pressure. You might be nervous, you never met us before, you're nervous about keeping your job. This is a stressful situation, so your blood pressure might go up, but I will take it again to see if we can get your blood pressure down. But if I can't get your blood pressure to where we feel it is in a safe level, where you're not at imminent risk for diseases like a stroke, which will obviously, if you have a stroke when you are on the road, it can cause an accident, major issue, and that's what the FMCSA is trying to avoid. But if we read your blood pressure and it is way high, way out of range, we will not be able to certify you. So you will not be cleared to drive. We won't be able to give you a medical card. Now, in this situation, what you can do and what you should do, obviously, is then go to your doctor, get your blood pressure under control, and come back. And if we then can get your readings in a more normal level, then we will be able to certify you. But because we disqualified you initially, you will only then be qualified for a 6th-month certification. So you will have to be reevaluated by a certified medical examiner every 6 months. So I hope that one is very, very clear, because that's a source of a lot of confusion for a lot of drivers. Blood pressure is a big deal. Blood pressure problems are very, very prevalent, and more so even in the community of commercial drivers. So there's a lot of misconceptions about what we're looking for when we're testing for blood pressure, and that is one that comes up often. All right, drivers, I hope this was helpful and informative. Stay subscribed to this channel, because when the FMCSA makes updates, I make update videos, so you stay informed and you don't walk in to take your medicals with any confusion. All right, until next time, drivers, stay safe.